the kneeling lunge. The purpose of this exercise is to help open up the quadricep, hip flexor, glute and lower back. This is really useful for people who find themselves sitting for a long space of time or standing for a long period of time that really get tight and sore, so it can really relieve a lot of stiffness and soreness. I'm going to have my brother Johnny take us through it. Okay, Johnny, first off what I want you to do is I want you to come and knee up into an upright position like so. Good. Now from here what I want you to do is bring your left leg and bring it forward into the lunge position. Really nice. Okay, now I'm just going to walk and talk around you to make sure that we're keeping everything in line. So with this movement there, as I said before, is to really open up the quad, and that's the quad that the knee's down on. Okay, so I want you to start feeling the stretch, really, from the knee going up to the quad, hip flexor, and you'll feel it a little bit in the lower back. Now I'm going to work from the ground up and make sure the feet are good, and then we'll fix everything from the way up there. This is a tricky one because there's a lot to watch out for, and there's a wee bit of balance working too, so you're working your balance and you're trying to create those proprioceptors, so it's really good for those people that find themselves a wee bit wobbly in a straight line. Now, I'm keeping you close to the wall, so Johnny, see if you need to touch that wall anywhere along, use it until you get the balance. Okay, so first of all, the foot, big stride forward, which is really good. Now I want to make sure that this foot is directly facing straight, which it is. Now the next point is this shin is vertically upright, which it is. Now keeping everything in line, so one leg's directly behind and this leg is directly in front, which is really good. And this knee isn't going one way or the other, it's tracking the foot. When it's done right, you'll feel that arch starting to come in. That keeps the weight slightly more the outside of the foot, which is where we want it to help prevent any fallen arches, which is a common problem you'll find. Okay, now, to keep this shin upright, you will have to make sure that you keep pushing back. Good. Now, another thing to watch out for when you're pushing back is to not let the hips fall and sway to the side. Yep, you want to push it back up. Good correction, Johnny. Now from there, you're going to find you're going to be using this glute at the back to really help support you. Lovely. Okay, now the back leg, you want to make sure that from the knee shooting out to the toe, the heel is really facing up. It's very common for the heel to fall away, so making sure that the heel is in line with the knee, it doesn't roll away. Now you have two options. You can keep the foot flat at the back like Johnny's doing. Some people find this tricky because this here muscle can be tight. If you find that uncomfortable, you can bring the foot up. So you have two options. I don't mind which one you do, but it's good to play with both. Okay, now from here, I want you, Johnny, tell me where you start feeling this stretch.
Feeling the knee, my quad,
yep,
and my glutes.
Good. Once you get into this position that everything's upright, I want you to hold it for 60 seconds. Okay, good. Now from here, I want you to keep emphasizing that you push down the knee into the floor and try to lift your hip flexor up and your chest up, keeping your head crowned down and back, chin rolled in, and push through the top of the head. So really you're pushing right from the bottom of the knee into the floor and you're driving out of the head, so everything's getting stretched. It's common for the hip to fall forward and to put too much strain on the hip flexor, but I want it all stepped right back in line so you get the whole quad. I'm trying to use a push-pull technique to really stretch it, but you're nailing it, John. That's really good. Once 60 seconds are up, I'm going to get you to switch. Use the same principle again. You feel it, Johnny?
Yeah.
Using the same principle again to get into the next one. Yep, using the wall if necessary. The second side you do tends to be your less dominant side, so you'll tend to find you might be a wee bit more wobbly. Common mistakes would be whenever you're switching or even starting with a lunge, people don't take a far enough stride, and if it's very tight, remember it's to open things up, so take a slightly bigger stride than you normally would. So you've done really well here, Johnny. You've got this foot straight forward. Two knees are nice and aligned. This knee isn't falling away. You've got it set right back. So it's common for the knee to fall forward and you're keeping it back in line, creating that arch, keeping the knee pushed back. So push your back a wee bit more, Johnny. Good, and you would have felt yourself lift up higher. That's really, really nice. And you're going to feel that hip move and support. So that there will pull you back and the glutes will support you. Okay, lovely. And the chest is up and everything's pulling through. Some people do their lower back forward and really excessively strain back here. But we don't want that. We want that all stacked up really nicely. That's looking really good. So that's just a common problem. Sometimes the shoulders do roll forward, but no, it's really good. So down and back. Now it can take a while to get this one. So really give yourself plenty of time because it is tricky. We don't often stay in a lunge position for a long period of time. So that's why you kind of find you might be wobbling. But it's a really good one to nail. So good luck with that, guys. And remember, 1 minute, 1 minute. Try to do about 3 rounds if you can. That's when it really will build up a lot of strength and stability. Alright, see you later.
Alright, good luck.